Cotton test proves Nair leaves legs smoother days longer than shaving. Now Nair Bikini Kit for us.
Let's face it, commercials can be extremely annoying. They rudely interrupt the shows we're trying to watch, and we have to wait till they're over to resume enjoyment of our shows. However, certain commercials are fun and enjoyable to watch. Namely commercials with icons to advertise their products. These icons are recognizable characters that touch our hearts and stick to our heads, thus remembering their products better. So for today's top 5, I'm counting down the top 5 most memorable advertising icons. I'll begin with KoolAid Man. Yeah, let's ignore that overused Family Guy guy and just focus on the original character. He was the mascot for, big shock, Kool-Aid, and has been around for a real long time. And I mean a real long time. The farthest back commercial I could find was one from the 1950s. The effects on that guy look pretty impressive for a 1950s ad, in my opinion. So why does he keep coming back? Is it the countless amount of jingles?
KoolAid, KoolAid, a 5-cent package makes 2 quarts of
KoolAid, KoolAid, dip dip, lots of fun in every sip. KoolAid lemonade, KoolAid lemonade.
KoolAid stands for lots of great taste and a whole lot more.
Maybe, but there was this one commercial that tells you that you're never too old to drink Kool-Aid. Personally, I think people relate to it, and, well, their mascot sticks around. As time went on, he became more of a fun, happening kind of guy who likes to stay hip and, well, cool. And let's not forget that ever so memorable catchphrase of his.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, I was having a hard time memorizing that catchphrase. Actually, watching some of these commercials again, you know what this character reminds me of? He's the badass version of Barney the dinosaur. They both like to have adventures with little kids. Don't take that the wrong way. But both have different targeted audiences. While Barney is, well, for frickin' babies, KoolAid Man offers drinks that, like I said, you're never too old for. Well, if they say you're never too old for their product, they must be doing something right. I sincerely think that's the sole reason he keeps making it big even today. He even sold a few plush toys last time I checked. But there's not really that much more to him compared to my next pick.
Try any of our 22 delicious flavors. Smile, it's KoolAid.
4!
Now we move on to the Serta counting sheep, or as I like to call them, the Serta rival flock. The idea of counting sheep to fall asleep is nothing new. We've seen it a million times before. So for Serta to take this idea and throw unemployment into the mix and somehow make it funny, yeah, I think I'm gonna enjoy talking about these guys. This flock, true to my nickname for them, are eternal business rivals with the Serta Perfect Sleeper, which is said to be so comfortable nobody will ever want to count sheep again.
This Serta mattress is so comfortable, you'll never have to count sheep again.
They're so comfortable, no one counts us anymore.
Yeah, it's so comfortable. I don't need you anymore.
It's just so comfortable, I don't need to count sheep anymore.
I don't need to count sheep anymore. We got a Serta mattress.
Our Serta's so comfortable, we don't need you anymore.
It's so comfortable, we don't need you anymore.
The poor things have been out of work because of this. In this economy, can you really blame them?
Those comfortable Serta mattresses are putting us counting sheep out of business. It's pathetic. I mean, number 55 had to find work with a highway department.
Hey, slow down!
But you see, that's not what makes these characters so great. What makes these characters so great is the fact that there's more to them than we're unemployed, boo-hoo. They won't just wallow in despair like Eeyore, they will take matters into their own hooves.
You can't wallow in despair. Face things as they really are.
They will play any and every dirty trick that they can just to be kind again. I think my favorite is this.
Look guys, I thought I told you we got a new Serta Perfect Sleeper. It's so comfortable that we don't need to count sheep anymore.
Oh, we understand, Tom. We just dropped by to congratulate you on that great golf score you got today.
Golf score? I thought you said you had to work all day.
5, 6.
When I was a lot younger and I stumbled onto this online, I didn't exactly get what was going on in this scenario at first. But when I showed it to my father and he cleared everything up for me, all I was thinking in my mind was, it's about f***ing time. It was actually nice for the Serta rival flock to win every once in a while. If they always lost, it would be depressing. Another thing that makes these characters so great is how warlike they treat this scenario. Like how they treat Serta and Counting Sheep to be the worst of enemies, two things that should be kept far away from each other as possible. If you're a Counting Sheep and you're associated with Serta, may God have mercy on your soul.
Oh, I like this.
Hey, I know that voice.
Nice. So comfortable, so...
Yeah, the upside down A6 says it all.
Traitor.
Hey, you comfortable now?
All's fair in love and war, I guess. Bottom line, the war between Serta and Counting Sheep was a good idea for advertising, and the commercials always show it. All of it.
You'll feel the difference the moment you lie down. Serta, we make the world's best mattress.
3! Now on view, Gecko Rhodium Save-A-Lotus.
Then you got the Geico Gecko, or, according to the USA Character Gallery, Gecko Rhodium Save-A-Lotus. Yes, that's his official name, and I actually think it's kind of funny. This Geico mascot has become everybody's favorite reptile. No, this one was friendly. Permanently friendly! He would travel all over the world in an endless quest to make sure everybody in the world saves money on their car insurance. So far, he's been from the US to Brooklyn to Texas to New Jersey to frickin' Road Runner Land. The list goes on. Going through all these places just shows how passionate he is about the company. Not even the entire world is too much for the little guy. And he can be a very polite fellow as he does his Geico duties.
The thing is, everyone wants to save money on their car insurance. You asking if they want a free Geico quote's like asking if they want free pie and chips. Of course they want free pie and chips. It's pie with chips for free. But pie and chips, you can get them anywhere. Geico quotes, made from scratch, just for you. Only at geico.com.
However, he wasn't always the charmer that he is now. Before he was hired by Geico, not only was he fed up with people repeatedly confusing Geico with Gecko, but he both looked and sounded different than he does now.
No, I can't save you money on car insurance. You want Geico, not Gecko. Well, that's uncalled for.
Another good thing about Geico is they've got, like, real live people working there 24/7.
Night and day, the calls. Save me this, save me that. I'm a Gecko, not Geico.
No, see, when people think of Geico, right, they think of car insurance. And, of course, saving money.
This is my final plea. I am a Gecko. Not to be confused with Geico, which could save you hundreds on car insurance. So stop calling me.
When you talk about geico.com, you want to communicate three things. Easy to use, no middleman, could save you hundreds on car insurance.
Yes, he wasn't too keen on Geico at first, and yet he eventually auditioned for Geico's new spokesperson. And wouldn't you know it, he gets the job, and is now Geico's mascot. Yep, even though he really didn't like being confused with Geico, he auditions for it anyway. I won't question why, it's commercial stuff, but Gecko Rhodium has accomplished quite a lot. Geico has saved people money for over 70 years, and a lot of their customers are overwhelmingly satisfied. Logically, it would make sense to keep on advertising and for the Gecko to give it his all to go through all these journeys just for customer satisfaction. To gather every Geico commercial known to man would be probably impossible, but hey, that just shows how much they've accomplished. Our family is insured by Geico, and you can see why. Gecko Rhodium leaves other people who audition for Geico green with envy.
Well, hello.
Oh, great. A talking gecko.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
You know, every part of me has to be clean. And part of that is the inner workings of my engine.
You better believe it. At the time the Chevron Car commercials were around, I went nuts. I was in love with these commercials. I love the animation. I love the settings. I love the characters. I love the monologues. I absolutely fell in love with them. To me, the only talking cars that really do it for me are the Chevron Cars. And no amount of Little Blue Coupes, Pixar movies, or Family Guy gags are going to change that. Cars may have done a good job in characterizing their talking cars, but there's just something I like better about the Chevron Cars. I don't know if it's the toys or how much like real people the Chevron Cars seem when they talk about their lives and jobs. No, it's obviously the toys. I was obsessed with collecting the Chevron Cars that were based off of these commercials. Some of the commercials have their featured cars made into a toy, and other cars never made into a toy. I have pretty much all the cars, but Patty Patrol, Carrie Carrier, Rudy Ragtop, and Leo Limo are the cars whose commercials I don't have. The Chevron Cars are pretty much done now, and barely any of their commercials are available on the internet anymore. In fact, I was extremely lucky to save most of these to use for footage before the website I got them from was shut down. Plus, Leo Limo's commercial was shown on YouTube, but got taken down before I could download it. Better enjoy what little you have left, folks, because my better judgment says you will never see most of them again. Well, for the time it was still around, the Chevron car commercials and toys were a gem. But this probably raises the question, surely the stuff that's still alive is good too. Well, stay tuned for number 1.
No gasoline cleans better than Chevron with Techron.
No monkeying around now.